Hello and welcome you all. Today I'm going to talk about, I would say, much needed discussion that what should you need to do. And mostly, people are clueless. When I talk about certification, people say, Asad, I have done PMP. Should I go for Agile? Or somebody says that, Asad, do I need to go for PGMP or what? What should be my next step in terms of my career path? And more importantly, some people are saying that Asad, I'm going for MBA degree because mostly, my participants are from engineering background, from technical background, from IT background. So they believe that if they club their a technical knowledge or technical expertise with the management or with MBA, for the perspective, so they will be able to, make things better or their career will go off the way they want to see. But what I find out is it's not what people are seeing. It's not that uh, the people are conceiving or perceiving. And more importantly, previously, the model that we used back in 2000, back in 1990s, or maybe I can say till 2010, MBA was a big thing. Still, for some, it's big thing. But the key point is, why do you need an MBA degree at first place? Why do you need a project management degree, PMP, at first place? So you need to understand the point. And what people are missing is they are thinking that their opportunity is depending on their knowledge, their dependence, their opportunity depends upon their lots of certification. I believe certifications helps you at certain point, right? And then your degree helps you at another certain point, and the club is of course a good thing. But beyond that, I must say that certifications are always as good as they are relevant. So let's suppose if I go and do, those who are in IT, is a MCSD.NET certification, which I did back in 2002 and 2003, or MCSD or MCAD or whatever. It's not going to work now, right? It worked then, but it's not going to work now. But let's suppose if I had done my MBA back in 2004, 2006, it's still valid because I have done a degree. But right now, what we are seeing is people are, confronting that should we go for degree or should we go for a skill? And I say, there is no match between them. You need to go for degree surely, but you need to see which degree and what specific opportunity you are looking at. So this is the problem that I'm seeing in market, that I'm seeing in my leaders. And I thought, it's best to discuss in this video that what is the opportunity, how we can grab the opportunity, and how we can redefine our career paths, because it's very important to redefine our career path. What we are doing is we are not we are still thinking, we are still acting the way we used to act in 2010 or 2011 or maybe before that. So this is the time, very exciting time and very uncertain time. So I'm going to say it's two different poles, exciting and uncertainty. So we need to map this excitement and uncertainty in a way so that this cycle works rather than clock itself. So this is how the whole thing works. So first of all, uh, the opportunity. What is an opportunity? You see, when last year I talked about program management, and when I talked about program management, I said that it's not that you are going for a PGMP certification. It is basically that program management is going to help you to become a CEO. And initially, it is typical to be with my that whenever I talk about new thing, like I talked about .NET back in 2002, when I talked about project management back in 2004, people used to laugh at me that it's not going to work and whatnot. But when I say program management is a shortcut, or you can say smart cut, based on a book, Smart Cut, it's a smart cut to become a CEO. Initially, people don't take it seriously, but slowly, as I have a credibility in the market and people knows that if I'm saying something, it has some meaning. It's not just that I'm just throwing something in the wind and I'm going to say it's going to work, or maybe it does not work. I have a solid research back on it. So the key point is, the key perspective is, doesn't matter you are PMP or not, doesn't matter you are pursuing PMP, or doesn't matter that you want to go for PMP or not. You need to understand, right now we are living in a high uncertain environment. And to be very honest, this uncertainty is not because of COVID. This uncertainty was before COVID. Actually, your COVID actually pushed it up a little bit further. Your COVID actually accelerated the pace of uncertainty. That's it. Otherwise, uncertainty was already there. And if we are unable to understand the uncertainty, and if we are unable to operate in an uncertainty, then it means that we are going for a sure shot failure, or we are going for a sure shot, an area where we need to reinvent a lot of ourselves once everybody has done it. Or, as someone put it, like, we are going to be laggards who are going to adopt technology, who are going to adopt market, at a later stage when it's mature, when everybody is doing it, and then we start doing it. So why not we become an early adopter rather than become a laggard? So this is the key thing that I'm talking about. So what is an opportunity right now? What I'm seeing is, and what I'm, technically preaching to my people is that, think yourself as a CEO. And to be very honest, don't think about PGMP. I'm not selling PGMP here. My concern is not to talk about PGMP. My concern is to talk about how you can map, how you can reorient your career path, and see what is the uh, expectation from a CEO right now. You see, I think 3 months back when I launched my program management certification, somebody says that CEOs will still be CFAs, or CEO will still be accountants, or CAs. And I was laughing at it, because when somebody is saying it, it means they start feeling the fear, you know, because they're thinking that, is this something that Asad is talking about? Is this something that we need to look into it? Or whatever we have done, whatever knowledge we have, is it still reliable and relatable or not? So see, so this is a very interesting point. So what I find out is that right now organizations have high uncertainty. An organization have a challenge to sustain or grow. So either they are struggling to sustain and to be in the market, or they want to grow. But the barrier they have right now, the challenge they have right now is, there is a lot of competition coming in. There are lots of new players coming in the market. So entry to any market is a bit easy as compared to previous time periods. And then the second thing is, they're not just coming up and selling the same product, same stuff. Most of the time they are coming up with new product or differentiated product. So if your company, it doesn't matter, they are in banking, they are in software company, they are in insurance, they are in electricity, energy sector, whatever their industry is, they have to balance their current and future. And if they are not balancing their current and future, it means it's a serious threat to their existence. I was reading an article, and it says that back in 1970s and 80s, the average life of an organization was 75 years, which is actually the average life of a human being. But now, when they did the reassessment back in 2005, they find out that the average life of a company is reduced from 75 years to 15 years. And I don't know what is the latest research, but what I got to know about from some of my friends is that, so the latest research says that the average life of a company is further reduced to 5 years. So you can see now companies are opening and closing with a very fast rate. So if you are in a company, if you want to grow yourself and your company, you have to see things in a different lens. If you are not seeing things in a different lens, if you are not working in a different way, then actually, you are going to be obsoleted, and your company is, of course, is going to be obsolete. So now, right now, I'm working for some energy sector companies, and and they are thinking that we are providing electricity, or we are providing gas, or we are providing ABC, and we are going to stay for as long as it can. And but I said no, because electricity depends on the heavy infrastructure. So your company does not have concern about competition, that the new company is coming in and they're going to set up whole PMTs and poles and everything. But the key thing is, maybe and most likely, they are coming up with a new product. They're coming up maybe some battery which you can use in your home, and for 1 year or for 1 month, you don't need any wire or anything. So if it is going to happen, you are gone. So this happened in multiple industries, and it's going to happen with you. Same goes for banks, same goes for healthcare industry, same goes for tech, training industry, same goes for defense industry. So like when we talk about let's say Air Force, so Air Force is all about pilots, it's all about a fighter jet. But the key point is, right now, do we still need so much trained pilots? Do we still need that much fourth generation, fifth generation warplanes, or we have to look for other options? That world is going forward, drones is there, other things other than drones are there, you can say unmanned vehicles are already there. So it means it's not a way that now companies or countries are going to compete with each other with the same mindset, with the same product. So mindset is changing, and product is changing. So my question is, are you going to change yourself or not? And if not, and if you are going to stick with what you have, then it means it's going to be a serious problem. So this is what is happening right now. But main point, main concern is what you can do. What is your opportunity right now? When I see the opportunity right now, and I see that what I can do is I need to understand what I need to, adopt or learn. So I find out that other than my technical expertise, other than my, technical expertise in terms of like engineering, in terms of mechanical, in terms of IT, in terms of finance, I need to understand how strategy work. I need to understand how strategy is going to be developed. Number one. Number two, I need to understand that how I can use or utilize design thinking. So if I'm not going to utilize design thinking either in developing the product or in developing the strategy or building the customer experience, so it means I'm not going to work on it. Back in 2011 when I talked about design thinking, nobody was talking about design thinking in Pakistan, at least. And when I said, people say, yeah, we know problem solving and we are doing problem solving. And right now, wherever I go, in any company I go, especially in banking sector and electric sector and defense sector, everybody's saying, oh, we need design thinking. I said, I'm talking about this thing since 2011, and you got to know now, and you are adopting it after 10 years, still. So we are very late. But the point is, if you want to adopt one or two technologies, if one or two expertise, then you need to see that what is the value of that expertise in your organization, and how you can cash for yourself. You see, knowing something is one thing, doing something in another thing, but letting people know that these things and you can implement is another thing. So I'm getting on coach, is it better to opt for jobs or establish your own business, especially in IT sector? I'm going to talk about these things because everybody's talking about you should do your own business. But I would say to run a business is not easy. You need to be ready for a lot of things. And what the way I survive in the market, and the way I run my company is because I know that people actually overestimate how much they are going to earn in 2 3 years, but they underestimate that how much they are going to earn in 10 15 years. But the point is, are you going to stick for 10 15 years, and are you ready to earn less than what you are earning right now for next 7 years? And so if the answer is yes, then go for the business. If the answer is no, I don't want to, then don't go. You see, business is not for everybody. You can be a businessman, but you need to ready for a lot of experiments. You need to ready for a lot of, I would say, surprising, right? So doing job in some company and running your own company, it's not as easy that you are looking into it. The second important point is, the key point is, so doesn't matter, are you going to start your own company, or you are going to job to do a job somewhere. The key point is what skills you have, what you are going to offer to a company, and how you can polish yourself. You see, let's suppose if you talk about Sundar Pichai, if you talk about Microsoft CEO, if you talk about Adobe CEO, or more importantly, if you talk about CEO of Mizan Bank, they all are those individuals who are actually working in a company, but from an entrepreneur mindset. So it's not necessary that you invest all your money and your energy and to start from scratch. Why don't you run something on someone else's money? So somebody asked me that what is entrepreneurship, and I read somewhere that it's OPP. So utilizing others people money or utilizing others people brain. So OPM and OPP is very important to understand. So opportunity for all of us is that how we can actually adopt some new skills and polish ourselves and practice these things to help company to grow, to help company to sustain. And if we can somehow do these things, then we are valuable. And if we cannot do this thing, then we are not available, valuable. So what are the key skills that you need to look into it? When I was talking about the skills, and I'm seeing the skills that are required by a CEO, so I find out that in Gartner published a report in 2019, and they said that the number one soft skill required from a CEO is design thinking. So you see, so if they are saying that the number one skill for CEO is design thinking, so you cannot escape design thinking, being a functional manager or a project manager or a team lead. So you need to adopt it. So it's like must have for everybody. So when you are going to lead a project or an activity or a department or a company, you may have lots of problems. Every day you are tackling lots of problems, or you can say, if it is not a problem, it's an opportunity. So you have problems or opportunities, and how you are going to deal with those opportunities, and how you are going to handle these opportunities. So what design thinking is? Design thinking, if I put it in a very shortest way, it's a creative way of problem solving. That's it. So we used to solve problem, but are we solving the problem creatively or not? If we are solving the problems creatively, it means we are implementing the design thinking. So opportunity, what I'm seeing is the value that I'm seeing is what PMI is saying is, what others are saying is that till 2027, 88 million roles will be in project management. And more interestingly, 75% of those roles will be from India, China, Pakistan, UAE, in this region. So you can say it's 75 to 80% of our, location is based, are required, or you can say the 75 to 80% of people from our side of the world needs to adopt project management or implement project management. It means it's going to be a huge opportunity for people to adopt and implement projects, or adopt and help company to grow and sustain. But what I find out is, when you talk about project management, when you talk about PMBOK, your overall concern is all about number of processes, or input output to techniques and whatnot. But this is not the way you need to look into it. Now companies don't need just projects. They need projects which can help them to achieve outcome. Interestingly, PMI is also deviating in a way that they are saying we are focusing much on outcomes through projects. But the key point is, right now, when we talk about project managers don't have authority most of the time. And mostly, when project manager is working in an operational organization like bank, like insurance companies, like media, like manufacturing, like energy company, like utility companies. So in these kind of organizations, a defense organization, project manager does not have authority most of the time. So if you don't have authority to actually deliver the project from the output perspective, then how you can implement or deliver a project from an outcome perspective? So you need to broaden your horizon, and don't just see things from the project management perspective. You have to see things from the program management perspective. It doesn't matter if they're calling it program or not, but you have an opportunity to look into it from program management perspective. Because when you see you are delivering the program, it means you are not only talking about the output, but you are also responsible by definition to convert output into outcome. And if I see organizations, what they want to build, they want to, if they want to stay in the market, if they want to compete in the market, number one, they need to either produce constantly new products or services. So let's suppose if I talk about Apple Watch is coming every year, Apple phone is coming every year. So they are launching new products every year, right? So if your company in this market, then you have to think about product development, product manufacturing, product market, and you have 1 year to actually launch it, build it, launch it, sell it, earn it, and dump it, because you are going to do another project next year. So you can see the overall life cycle uh, of a product is very short. Previously, when we talk about movies, we used to say that this movie is running in a theater for 25 weeks, or golden jubilee, or platinum jubilee. But right now, when we talk about success of a movie, we don't say that it runs for 50 weeks or 100 weeks. When we talk about it earned 100,000 or whatever dollars, $1 million within 1 week. So the success parameter is also changed. The way we see the things are also changed. The product life cycles are short now. So in this hyper competitive environment, where competition is very high, where entry to any market is easy, where new players are coming up with new or innovative products. If you are sticking to an old paradigm, if you are sticking with an old mindset, it means you have a very, very difficult chance to grow yourself and grow your company. So if you want to grow in this environment, if you want to achieve higher value in this environment, so what you need to do is, first of all, other than technical studies, you need to become a strategic thinker. When I say strategic thinker, it means that you need to see your work impact on other departments within an organization, and external factors impact on your company and your organization. So if we can talk about strategically, and you can show that you can relate things strategically, it means you are uplifting your career. So first thing is, when you talk about concept of a strategy. So what is strategy? When I talk about strategy, some people say strategy means long-term goal. Somebody says strategy means how to achieve mission. Somebody says strategy means we are doing some visionary item, or we are doing some different items. I say no. Whenever I talk about strategy, strategy means how we are winning in the market, right? So let's suppose if I am providing project management training, there are hundreds, or I would say thousands of companies are providing project management training. So how I am going to sustain in the market, this is one. Or how I'm going to grow in the market where lots of players are providing same training. So let's suppose if I talk about the strategy, last year when PMI says that we are going to offer a authorized training partner program, and whoever is going to teach project management and teach PMP, there should be ATP and whatnot. So everybody rushed towards ATP. And you know what? I did not opt for it. I said, that's not my strategy. So until unless PMI is making it absolute clear that nobody can teach PMP until unless they are not ATP, then I will see. But right now, when it comes to my strategy is to focus how to train people so that they can understand project management, they can map project management with their actual market, and then go for the PMP. So when I do project management trainings, I don't talk about input output to techniques. I never talk about processes. What I talk about is how to implement project management concepts in your specific industry and specific project. And once you understand the mapping of project management and concept in your environment, then you prepare specific questions and you will pass exams. So you see every week we are showing that we these number of people are passing. Now people are copying my stuff. Now people are copying my numbers, my marketing information, my data. Even some people exactly copied my LinkedIn profile so that they can achieve it. But I think it's good, because now they find out that there is a formula, this is a success formula that I'm using, and they should adopt for it. So in this perspective, what is strategy? Strategy means what I am doing to sustain in the market, what I am doing to grow in the market. And to do that, I need to make lots of choices. I need to make lots of winning choices. And when I say strategy is winning, it does not mean that if two companies are operating in same area, one has to win, another has to lose. It's basically one is earning more profit, another is earning less profit. That is also winning, right? So if I am teaching say 200 participants per annum, and somebody is teaching say 50 participants, or maybe we both are teaching 200 participants, but I'm earning more profit and they're earning less profit, so it means I'm winning. Or maybe someone is earning or teaching more than 2,000, 10,000 participants per annum, so it means they are winning in this market. So winning does not mean somebody has to lose, somebody has to shut it down its office or its company. It's basically how much value you are generating for you, for your company, and for your customers. It's not just you and your company, it's your customers also. So in this perspective, first of all, you need to see what is your company core business, number one. Number two, what specific strategy your company is using, and how you actually play a role as a strategic contributor. So if you can understand these two, three specific parameters and start talking about it, start showing your value, start giving the valuable input to your organization, you start getting more traction, you start getting more bigger opportunities. Because when within an organization, if I see, and specifically it's true for me, it's true for some others also, that if someone is showing me their interest, that they want to participate in strategic things and they are making themselves ready, either they are not ready, doesn't matter, but they're showing their interest, I would, gladly love to give them the opportunity to go and lead, a new initiative, or at least experiment something. Doesn't matter, how much experience they have. So what is opportunity? If you want to help your organization, so always I will take the questions after this strategic point of view. Just wait 5-10 minutes, and then I will talk about it. So the key point is, the key purpose here is, first of all, if you want to grab the opportunity and you want to go faster at a top position, you need to adopt strategic mindset. This is the first thing. And how you are going to adopt a strategic mindset is basically by seeing your work and impact of your work on other departments. And number two, that how the external factors are going to shape your organization. And when you can map these two things and when you can link up, then it means you are basically understanding and guiding company what to do and what not to do. Because from a strategy perspective, it is focus. It is what we are going to do and what we are not going to do. So at one end, strategy is winning. At one end, strategy is winning choices. So your company is going to make lots of choices. And these choices are going to be made in an uncertain environment. So when I made a choice that I'm not going to be a PMI authorized training partner, it means I may lose, I may win. It's gonna be proved in next couple of months, and it proved that I was right. I don't need to invest a lot of money by just getting ATP. And by the way, what I was thinking is, if I'm going to become an ATP, I will be the same like 2,000, 5,000 companies who are becoming an ATP, who are teaching the same content that everybody is doing, and they have to teach stereotype slides. So I don't want to run slides. I want to talk about experience. I want to talk about my experience, your experience, and mapping them experience in the real world. So if I want to be that agile, I don't need ATP. And it worked actually right now. So the key point is, I'm making, what is the strategy now? Is the strategy is to make choices in an uncertain environment, which will help me to win now. So right now I'm winning. But it's not that I want to win now in 2001. I need to win now in 2022. I also need to win in 3 years, in 5 years. Maybe my strategy, which is working right now, may not work next year, may not work next quarter. So I would not say that strategy means that I'm talking about long-term goal. It's all about quick results. It's all about desired results. And if I see that my strategy is not working, disband it. Go for the new one. Find something which can work for you, and then I need to see which specific framework, which specific model I need to use to compete. So when I started my company as a full-time CEO, first thing that I had was, I never think about competition in this way. But when I started competition, everybody's talking about time and cost. Everybody was saying that you can get PMP training. Basically, everybody was selling 35 hours contact certificate. And I said, I'm not going to sell 35-hour contact certificate. It's already done. You got 35-hour contact certificate. What I want to sell right now is the experience. What I want to sell right now is that you will pass the exam. And if you will fail, I will pay your second term fees. So when I started competition, I did not talk about the cost. I did not talk about the quality. I talked about the differentiation. So what I chose, or the strategy that I chose to compete in the market, to survive, to be very honest at first, and then to grow, is not price, it's not quality. In fact, when I started full-time my company back in 2011, although I was doing project management since 2004, I was running my company since 2004, but at that time I was doing projects, I was part of some companies, and then I'm doing trainings on Saturday, Sundays. But since 2011, I said, okay, I'm going to do it full-time my company. Whatever consultancy I'm going to do, I'm going to do it on my company name. Then it was a tough time. In 2011, when I started running my company full-time, my last salary was 400,000. And it took me 7 years. You can see 7 years to earn the 400,000 per month. So you can see I actually face all these harsh times. And when you are earning good, and then you go down, and then you struggle, and you float on the water, and then you slowly start rising. It's not easy. It's very painful. But I knew that people overestimate how much they are going to earn in 2 3 years, and they underestimate how much they're going to earn in 10 years. And to be very honest, it's been 10 years, and right now I earned 400,000 in one day. So initially, back in 10 years back, I was earning 400,000 in a month, and after the suffering of, so you can say, 10 years, I'm able to earn it in one day. So it's not just a miracle. It's not just some unrelated stuff. It was my strategy. It was my patience. It was my hard work. I would say it was the hard work of my team. It was the trust of the market that I was able to do it. But if I have to slice it down and see how I reach here, and how I did not lose my hope and shut down my company and went back to the job market, is because I learned how to build strategies. I learned how to design products, to design thinking. So if you can learn these two things, uh, opportunity is yours. If you want to grow yourself, you need to start with two things. The first thing is strategy. You need to understand. And then understand which specific strategy your company needs to move on. Is your company operating in a sector? Is your company operating in a market where you cannot launch new products? So you need to think about competition strategy. You need to talk about business process reengineering. You need to talk about operational excellence, right? So you're saying that, okay, whatever revenue we are generating, we're going to generate the same revenue, but we need to increase our profit from that revenue. So it's a separate strategy. So you need to use maybe Porter 5 framework. You may use Bastion analysis. You may use a SWOT analysis to compete in a market where you are selling almost the same thing the other competitors are selling. But maybe you said, okay, enough. I don't want to compete with the same product. I don't want to compete on price and quality. Let's build a new product. Let's build you can differentiated product. So either you are building a new product, either you are differentiating a product, then you need to see that design thinking and blue ocean, these two things. So design thinking and blue ocean strategy will help you to build your market, will help you to test new things. So if you want to test new things, if you want to grow your company and grow yourself, you need to see how these two, design thinking, right, and blue ocean strategy, they work together. So what is design thinking? As I said, design thinking is you are solving problems creatively. You are experimenting a lot of things. So when people talk to me, I said, I want to go for PMP. I don't say that I'm selling you 35 hours contact setting certificate. I'm saying that, okay, we will help you fill your form. We will not give you 2,000 questions, 3,000 questions. We're going to give you three set of questions. One is knowledge based, second one is case study based, and third one is success guarantee and good to go. And if still you feel that you haven't done much, then you have a success guarantee. So my product is not based on product. My product is not based on features. My product is based on customer problems, customer issues, customer excitement. So if you want to see things, if you want to implement things, if you are going to launch a new product, if you want to differentiate your product, you have to see how things are going to work together. So opportunity is for those who want to grow, those who want to excel. They are not the one who can deliver the project in a traditional mindset. They are not the one who are going to do things with time, cost, and scope perspective. They are the one who are going to challenge time, cost, and scope. They are the one who are going to say, time, cost, and scope is not important. What important is what we are going to achieve in terms of outcome, what we are achieving in terms of the overall result. So that is why last year, when I start talking about program management, I did not say that program management with PGMP, with success guarantee that I am used to do for PMP. What I said is, what is the value that you are going to get after the program management? And that value is you can become a CEO. Why I'm saying you can become a CEO after doing program management? What I'm saying that you can become a CEO by implementing strategy and design thinking together. Because previously, when you talk about MBA, when you talk about CFA, I did a research. I talked to more than 50 CEOs. I talked to more than score of organization representatives. That what is the value of an MBA for you? And what I find out is they are saying that, Asad, An MBA is the one who is leading a team. An MBA is the one who is leading a department. An MBA is the one who understands the business and operate the business and is the one who can make sure that we are achieving our revenues and we are measuring our expenses and delivering the results. So technically what they are saying is, Asad, we have MBAs who can run the operations in a better way. Why MBA is not working right now? Why Elon Musk? Why other people are saying that MBA is not working? Because they don't need someone now to run the operations in a better way. Now company don't need people who run the operations in a better way. Now they need people who can build a differentiated or new product, who can execute the whole project, who can convert the project into outcome, and then dump it and go for the new one. So you can see who can do this thing, not an MBA. We are not learning this thing in MBA. CFA, accountants, CAs, no way, because they are trained to manage finances. So when you are trained to manage finances, it's very hard to think about new experiences. It's very hard to think about losses. It's very hard to spend money and say, okay, it's a learning. We lose money, but it's not a loss. It's a learning. So the key point here is, you see, and what my worry is, people are not seeing things from that perspective. They are still going for to become an MBA and to run the operations in a better way. But you go and search yourself. Now company does not need people mainly to run the operations in a better way. So what we learn in MBA, how to run operations, how to do marketing, how to do, so we learn everything, strategy, marketing, finance, but actually everything is grounded up to manage operations. But now, if you talk about Microsoft, if you talk about Amazon, if you talk about any IT company, right now we are talking about startup culture. And I would say startup culture is good, but actually it's a forced entrepreneurship, because company are saying that we don't want to hire, you know, good people. We don't want to pay them good salary. We don't want to, give them healthcare insurance and whatnot. So, it's better to promote entrepreneurship. So rather than, keeping the people, hiring the best people, outsource the job. So now you can get so the developer, which was supposed to be hired at $4,000, $3,000, now they are working on favor and $5, $10, $30. So if you are saying that you are working on favor and you are entrepreneur, so I'm sorry, you don't know what is an entrepreneur. And when you say I'm running my own startup, I'm starting my own startup, it's good. I'm not against startup, but the point is 85% of a startup closes within 1 year or 2 years. So are you ready to take this on your heart and try in next 10 years, in next 5 years, 10 new startups, five new startups, five new ideas? So you see, and more importantly, when you talk about, our culture, when you go for finances, when somebody says, Asad, I want to buy your company, first thing is your company name should not be AUC. Second thing is, you will be the CEO, so you don't have any salary. And as we are investing in your company, we will be paying the salaries of your team. We will be paying the rent and everything of your company. So I'm not going to give you salary. You will be on percentage, and your percentage on profit is 20%. So am I stupid to them? You did your own point. So, and then they said that we are doing this thing for manufacturing. We are doing this thing for real estate. I said, IT is not, service company is not real estate. Service company is not manufacturing. So it's very important to stuck in your company. It's very important to see how you grow your company, how you grow within your company. So yeah, becoming an entrepreneur is good, but how many of you can, take this responsibility, take this pressure of your family to not have salary that you are earning, right? So I'm not against startup, to be very honest. What I'm saying is, if you have a better opportunity, let's suppose if you build something within your company and you become a country head, if you become a department head, and you have not only the percentage profit of your department, percentage profit of your product, and you have a secure job and a consistent income with percentage value, why not? So, do you think Sundar Pichai is wrong, or other people who are doing this wrong, or and the people who are running banks and all these are wrong because they are CEOs and they are earning money and they are getting share value also? So, don't just go for slogans. Don't just go for big things, and don't just go for people who are saying that, hey, look, I have done it. I have won millions. I have done this. I have done that. You can also do it. No. If it works for me, it's not necessary. It's going to work for you in the same way. At least my research does not say like this thing. So you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to transform yourself in a way that you think strategically, you think about winning choices, you take risk, but from a design perspective, you use design thinking to create new product based on customer experience, based on customer value, based on customer empathy, and then see how it works. And if it is not working, change your pattern, change your product, design your product. What I'm saying is, right now everybody's talking about that, Asad, you know uh, we want to grow, my company is not giving me opportunity. What I'm saying is, you want to grow, but your company is not giving you opportunity because you did not show off yourself, you did not present it yourself in a way that company should can trust you and give you a new experiment or give you something that is valuable to them. I'm telling you, it's an exciting time and uncertain time. And if you know how to leverage uncertainty with your strategic and design thinking mindset, you will achieve high value within 3 or 5 years, which you are supposed to achieve in 10, 15 years. So technically you can reduce your overall career timeline in 5, 10 years if you can work next 2, 3 years in a good way. And as what I'm seeing is that corona or covid actually helped things to push faster. In this perspective, if you want to see and grow, you need to be ready. And it's a saying that fortune favors those who are ready to take challenges, right? It's not like that you were sleeping and somebody is going to throw something on you and say, just do it. No, it's going to not happen. So opportunity is there, that there are very few people in the market who can build and design and execute products for organization and convert the product idea into reality, convert the project output into benefit. So if you can understand, implement, and try, I'm not saying you're going to go like this. If you can understand, implement, and try 2, 3 things and showcase the result, there is no way that you will not be the next department head or a CEO of a company. So if you want to achieve this opportunity, if you want to look into it, two ways. One is soft skill area, which is strategy and design thinking. The other one is technical area. So when everybody talks about fourth industrial revolution, what is fourth industrial revolution? There people are talking about a lot of things. Fourth industrial revolution means artificial intelligence, IoT, robotics, cloud, big data. Yes, these are technologies. But the main thing is which specific application you can run with that product, which specific problem you can solve with these technologies. So I have an assignment for you, so that before you come to tomorrow, and today I'm talking about an opportunity, I'm giving you the names of areas where you need to focus on. Tomorrow I will be discussing how to transform yourself. Today I'm not talking about transformation. Tomorrow I will talk about transformation, and I will talk about change management and measuring your performance. Today I'm just talking about two key things: strategy and design thinking. So the opportunity is that you understand these two things, you start something new within your organization, maybe as a side hustle, maybe you're a startup, maybe within some company. But don't start with product, don't start that this is the key feature of a product. No way. Start with what value it is going to give to the end user, and what is the market size for your value. So let's suppose if I'm talking about program management, everybody's talking about program management and everybody's excited, and they're saying that, hey, you can go and become a pgmp because there are 1.1 million pmps in the world and there are only 3,000 pgmps in the world. So gap is big. If I can teach only 10% of the people pgmp, I will be rich or I will be global dinner. No. Why PGMP is not selling? Because you are not selling the value of PGMP. Why people are not going for PGMP? Why people are going for agile? Why not PGMP? Because they don't know who is going to hire them. They don't know what value they are going to deliver to the company by having the PGMP. But now, when companies are talking about growth, when companies talking about launching new product, when companies talking about growth through merger and acquisition, market expansion, then it means they are talking about program management. And I talked to personally 5 to 10 CEOs, and they said, Asad, we need program managers. So what they are saying is, Asad, we need people who understand strategy, who can use design thinking, who can develop the product, who can convert the product into outcome, and then move on. So let's suppose if your company is thinking about launching a new department, launching a new business, and you took that challenge and you convert that idea into reality and convert it into profitability, who will be the CEO of that business unit? Who will be the head of that business unit? You. But you think that your MBA is going to help you? No, because your MBA will help you to understand that how to run an established business in an optimized way, in an effective way. That's what MBA is. So you need to be very honest. Either Harvard or Oxford needs to redefine their MBAs. That they have to add how to build new product through MBA, how to build a new company with an MBA, right? Then they are good, because when you talk about MBA, MBA is not talking about entrepreneurship. MBA is not talking about how you are building a new product on your services. As I said, they are talking about how to run operations. So opportunity is there, and there are very few people, very few people. So somebody said, "Sir, what is difference between this and product management?" Yes, you can think of it, as a product management. But when you talk about program management versus product management, a product management does not have end date. Program management has an end date. Program management is like project management. When you say project management, it has project is like project is temporary, program is temporary. Project is unique, program is unique. But the key point is project provides output, project provides deliverable, program provides benefits. And to think about benefits, you need to start from strategy and think about products from benefit perspective. You need to use design thinking, because design thinking will help you to take care of the complexity. So if you just start by understanding these things, and if you can map these things for your organization, if you can map or use these things for your department, then sure shot you are going to hire fire. So the assignment for today is list down these 5 technologies: artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, big data, and cloud. And think about at least 3 products, at least 3 services of each technology that you can build and use in your company, or that you can build and deliver it to your client, and the value they're going to get it. So you may be in IT company, you may be in energy sector, you may be in a bank, you may be in insurance, media, manufacturing, healthcare, doesn't matter. You start with this thing. So you start by thinking how these technologies are going to help you, how these technologies are going to help your company, how this technology is going to help your organization. Number one. Number two, and when tomorrow I will be talking about this thing, that okay, so these are the options with these technologies. These are shiny things, right? And then okay, what we can do, what should be our strategy to go for with one. If I have only one chance, which one technology, which one product I need to start? That would be your strategy. How I am going to differentiate with my product to my competitors? That would be your strategy. Number one. Number two, how I am going to deliver it to my clients? What specific features, components I need to add into this product so that my customer says, yes, this is what I want. So if you can do these 2 things with these new technologies, you are actually shortening your gap. You are actually going to fast forward in your career. So this is the opportunity. It's up to you, that are you going to capture this opportunity or not, or you are going to lose this opportunity, right? Or maybe you are going to say that, oh, okay, some guy told us, AUC was talking about it, back in 2017 in CIU conference, When I went to CIO conference, I said the biggest problem with CIOs is they think that CIO is the last position in their life. There is only 5 to 7% CIOs who become CEOs. Why CIOs don't become CEOs? That was my point back in 2017 in Karachi when there is a CIO conference. And you know what? Now companies are considering why not CIO as a CEO. Now CIOs are thinking, like, one of the bank in Pakistan, Habib Bank, the biggest bank, and they're saying that we are a software company with a banking license. And another important factor is, now people are saying that, let's suppose I was attending I was one of the speaker in a conference, and there was another speaker, and he actually posed a very good question. He was from TCS, and he said that, are we a logistic company using the technology, or we are a technology company doing logistics? So you see, so this is what is happening. So Uber is basically an IT company and doing ride sharing, or taxi service, or Airbnb is basically IT company and doing all hotel business, right? This thing. So if you look at these perspective, if you see how you how you leverage technology in a strategic and design thinking way and deliver the value, then you have an opportunity, and you have a high opportunity. And there are lots of people who are earning big value. They're earning both big good salaries and good commission, right? And then this is how people are growing. So I believe that is all from my side, and last 10 minutes are for questions. So I'm up for questions. Whoever has any question, you can ask. And always, if you have some questions in your stock, you can just post it here and I will answer. Okay, let me just wear my glasses. How to influence non-creative people to give a shot on some creative initiative? Okay, you see, first of all, Ali, when you talk about non-creative people, I believe everybody can be creative. You need to learn how to create options. So first thing to become a creative is not to think about problem. First thing that you need to learn is how to create options. So when you start creating option, doesn't matter good or bad option, start creating as many options as you can. Then this is your first step to become a creative person, and then we'll talk about it, how to use that option to convert into reality. That's where design thinking is, and that's how you need to look into it. So this is the way you can convert a non-creative people to a creative people. Okay, what would you advise, Muqtadir Habib? What would you advise on the next role after program manager as sometime when you continue to run the same role? I would say if you are a program manager, I would say think about your role as a CEO. Think about converting the business into some profitable venture. If you can look into it that way, it means you are going to grow. And if somebody says, what's next after CEO, then it means that you are in a board of multiple companies and guiding multiple companies how to run the show or how to run their company. So this is how it works. So you need to see that if you are saying that you are a program manager and you are stagnant, then you see that why you are not converting your programs into I would say into profitable venture. That's how you're going to look at it. Okay, I am CA PMP from AUC Lean Sigma Black Belt, and I have more than 12 years experience in capacity of CFO, ERP implementation, and business process. Kindly advise me. So Salan, you see, you have a very, I would say, very unique experience. You have a finance background. You have done IT. You have done project management. So I would say the best thing is, as I said, as I gave you the assignment, that you guys identify the fourth industrial technologies and the projects that you or the products that you can develop in your company, in your sector with those technologies, and then market your company, pursue your company in a strategic way. That if we can somehow develop this thing and work on this thing, we will have an opportunity to grow. We have an opportunity to build a new business, new sector, and it will be helpful in our growth. That's how you're going to brand yourself. But when you talk about brand yourself, it means that you are going to talk some sense. You are going to give some options, and when you go for option, always go with numbers. Why don't you use, I would say, some data science in your pitching idea? And as you have accounting background, and you know how to show the numbers in a I would say in a more innovative way. That's how it works. So you are very uniquely positioned. Okay. So I talked about Ali. I am working last 13 years in US civil engineer. What skill I need to improve to apply for the higher position? Okay, so you see, as you are working as a civil engineer, as we know that UAE is all about real estate market. So if you can talk about that, okay, we will build the building, or let's say we will build something, but I'm gonna also work in a way to sell the units, or I can convert them into some specific business, or I can generate business out of my product. So it's not how I'm building the building or infrastructure or environment, it's how we are going to get profit out of it. Then it means you're going to go grow. So that's how it works. As I said, don't just think about what you're doing as an engineer. Okay, so you see, when you talk about what is the scope of PGMP for non-IT professional, scope is for all. Doesn't matter you are PGMP from IT perspective or PGMP from non-IT perspective. And to be very honest and matter of fact, there's no need to be PGMP if you don't want to. PGMP is for those who want to, showcase their experience or their degree, or they want to cash it in a global market. Then it's good for you. So it will help you, say, in telecom sector. I know now telecom people are not earning from calls, they are earning from data. And when you talk about the value chain concept, you don't earn money from the bottom of value chain, you earn money from the top of the value chain. So right now it's not that if you need to start a new telecom operator, it's a very high operating cost, or you can capital asset cost to set up a new operator. But if you can build an app on that operator, if you can build some service on that operator, that's going to go fire, then you have a good value out of it. So you can see what value, what function, what product, what service you can identify, design, develop, execute, and get value out of it, generate revenue from it. That's how it works. So just don't think that product, as I'm saying again and again and again. And tomorrow I will talk about how to transform yourself. Today I'm talking about opportunities for those who can understand strategy and design thinking. So I hope that I don't know. Okay. Simon, AI, robotics, big data, IoT, cloud to come up with three products each for above technology that can add value to a customer or company. Yes, for especially in your organization, in your industry. So if you can come up and just post on the YouTube site, I will look into it, and I will tomorrow when I will be discussing how to transform. Today I talked about opportunity, and I believe you understand the point. And today I believe you understand why MBA is not exciting anymore, and why you need to balance the technology knowledge. I'm not saying that you're going to become an AI developer or robotics engineer. You understand how these things work and what products you need, and strategically design things, then you have an opportunity. Okay, so that's how it works. So I hope so what would be the certification would you advise after PGMP as part of? I would say, after PGMP, there's no need right now. I don't see big value in PFMP. I don't see big value in other certification. What I see is, after PGMP, you need to learn about entrepreneurial finance. You need to learn about how to make decisions. You need to learn about how to negotiate things. You not need to learn about how to introduce new products. So rather than seeing things from the management perspective, you need to see things from a technical perspective. So when we started from a technology perspective, we think that we have done technology, we were developer, now we need to go for MBA. Now I'm going to say is that practice your program management, practice your product development, and think about new products. So, and then you need to see how you can develop new products, how you can. So previously, very interestingly, a very new discovery for me too is that previously when we talk about sales and marketing, we say that sales is more of art. Then we said that sale is more of a science. Then we said sale is more of a psychology. And now we are saying that sale is more of a biology. So, you are going to sell thing based on a human chromosomes, human DNA. So how you alter the DNA and how you use the DNA value to sell things. And it's very exciting things. So after PGMP, if you're going for PGMP, I must say, do this thing, learn this thing. In second one, help you grow in organization. Yeah, of course, it's going to help you grow in organization. Okay, as in, I think we got some good question. If someone has further question, okay. And is secondment help you grow? Yes, yes, of course, yes, it helps you. Why not? Azan, yes, it will. Okay, so let's see if we have some more questions. Technically, we have, okay, last three questions, please. Yes. So we are almost completing our time, and please do comment about this session. What did you think about it? I tried to give you a very candid input, give you a very candid, concern market dynamics, and it's not that I'm here and selling something. It's actually I'm here and guiding you guys what to do and what not to do and how you're going to do it. So, if you don't have any question right now, so I think we are done now. Thanks all of you to be here to listen to me, and please do share your comments. Do share the result of your research that I gave you today. And tomorrow I will guide about how to transform yourself, how to bring change in your organization through strategy and design thinking. Thank you. Take care, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.